Hello.
Yo,
Welcome to Popcorn Buckets.
the movie podcast that you didn't ask for, but you got anyway. So come on in.
Today we're reviewing The Hobbit.
The
Wait. Not that one. The other one.
the other one.
The one that you were definitely not expecting today. The Hobbit, 1977. The animated one.
God, someone's like, there's an animated one.
Yep. And I'm wearing my Hobbit shirt just to let you know that it's happening. Check the fit.
Dude, I'm sure somebody's clicking on this. They're like, oh my God, they're watching Perry T. Jackson's The Hobbit. Nope.
Sorry. Devin refused.
Dude, Megan makes me watch him so many times. That might be a Megan episode. That might be Megan's episodes.
That seems like you are just a pissy baby that doesn't want to do content.
Dude, and then now we're watching Harry Potter again.
No, do you want me to put that on the schedule?
No, God, no, please, no.
I can put it on the schedule. You don't have to. You don't have to beg so much, man.
No. I'd rather watch a bunch of bad beat. I would rather watch Evil Bong 420 on repeat, strapped to a chair.
I would not. I love The Hobbit.
I would rather watch that and then sit through a Harry Potter marathon, because I think at this point in my life I can quote the movie word for word.
Do it. Do it right now. No balls.
Which movie?
Just start with one.
Anyways, The Hobbit, 1977.
That's what I thought, bitch.
Whatever. It's time to jump into the notes, because everybody pretty much knows the story of The Hobbit. Although I'll give this movie credit, I did like the way they did the introduction.
Yep.
With the book and see, but my problem was, and I have to give the live action ones their credit, it was more thought out and better world building. Where this one did have a good start of a narrative, but dude, it felt so clunky and thrown together so fast, like all three books into one.
Hold on a minute.
Go ahead.
So, as we are recording this, I have 4 hours left in J.R.R. Tolkien's Unfinished Tales of Numenor in the Middle Earth. I am currently listening through all the Lord of the Rings books in order. I have currently finished The Children of Húrin, Beren and Luthien, and The Silmarillion.
Mm-hmm.
I know I cannot say any of those words.
You tried.
Yep. So yeah. I've been putting in work, diving into the lore off screen. I don't think you're right.
What you
I'm
mean?
not gonna lie to you. I don't think it was just all crammed together. I thought it was like, hey, here's a brief summary of everything that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was bad. Yeah, they can't go into as much detail as they did in the live action movies. And they split that up into 3 parts. So yeah. The Hobbit's one book, Devin.
Yeah.
So I've read The Hobbit before. I don't think you're completely right. I don't think this is as bad as you're saying it is.
Well, it crammed, and then the animation style,
I didn't like the animation style, but I don't think it particularly crammed. I think it did a good job at summarizing, especially if you're gonna be a pissy baby and be like, I can't stand that we have to watch it for 9 hours over 3 films to do The Hobbit. Yeah, this is a nice change of pace for it's about an hour.
I just think they should have done it longer. It felt cramped together. I mean, the intro was good, but there's some parts that was cramped together.
Yeah, but you can't complain that it's crammed together if you're not willing to sit through all 3 movies of The Hobbit.
That's fair. But dude, how about the animation style? Does it mean, or did The Hobbit look like it belonged in Star Wars?
No. I thought the hobbits looked awkward, but I thought the dwarves kind of looked like ball sacks. Am I wrong?
Stop.
I'm not wrong.
I can't unsee that. And aren't we doing the sequel next week?
Yep.
Oh my god. I'm gonna be laughing throughout the movie.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Could you turn the Pepsi logo out so it doesn't look like you're drinking Budweiser?
Oh, like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it really look like I'm drinking oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, kind of does.
Getting very drunk over there, apparently.
Apparently, I've just been watching The Hobbit about bald sack gnomes. I gotta drink my beer to get through it.
See, I didn't like how little they distinguished not the gnomes. The gnomes are a different race.
Mm.
I didn't like how they didn't distinguish the dwarfs. They didn't do as like an in-depth job.
Uh
The live action does a really good thing where it like pulls Bilbo into the company of them and makes him seem like he's part of their family.
yeah. Or in this one,
The animation did not do that, and
no.
and as you're saying, this is like a brief summary,
Mm.
so they're not gonna like dive into the flesh of these characters as much.
Uh
Which, Devin, I remind you that you pitched a fit like, no, we can't do the live action. I've seen it so much, blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, let's do the Hobbit 1917, 77. So you cannot complain that they do not dive in as much depth if you're not willing to sit through the full movies.
That's fair. But it just feels like, especially at the beginning, they just come running in there because he's sitting there smoking his pipe, which
Yep.
from the live action, they're all just pull up. They're like, "Yeah, hey, you're coming on this adventure. Come on."
Okay. So Unfinished Tales,
Uh
they're actually talking about why they picked Bilbo. One of them was like, "Why did you actually pick him?" And they're like, "Well, I wanted a bit of Took, and I wanted a bit of Baggins,
mm
and Bilbo seemed like the logical choice because he was a good mix of both."
mm
Um, he doesn't remember me much, but from what I remember, um, when he was much younger, he was always asking about adventures and all this, which is why I picked him. And I'm like, "Oh, this is sweet. This is cool."
mm.
Um, Tolkien cooked. Tolkien like made a world and then was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make a book out of this." I think earlier on in this one, so it's notes from his son and him,
mm
and he's like, "Yeah, I talked to my dad. He's like, this," and there's like bits where he's complaining. He's like, "Yeah, I wanted to do this. I really didn't want to do Lord of the Rings. I just kind of want to like build on the world and like do all this.
mm.
You guys wanted this, and it's paying for the bills. So
I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie. To you. I also laughed when he was fighting. Was it the spiders in the cave when he was using the ring, but he had his sword? But
yep,
obviously he turned invisible, but his sword didn't. And then of
yeah,
course it's the 70s, so like he turned invisible, but they were able to just make his outline less shaded.
yeah. That's for the viewers, not for. You're complaining about that?
I just thought it was funny.
That's so like we the viewer know what's happening with Bilbo, but the spiders don't. The people there don't.
I just thought it was funny because you're supposed to see an invisible sword, but we can see him, and it made me laugh.
Dude, yeah, that was for like the viewer. That's for us to be like, oh, here's where Bilbo is. This is what's happening from his perspective and our perspective, but nobody else sees him.
Ah, okay.
Um, I enjoyed this movie, Devin, and I know you're not going to just because the series of the movie.
It was it was it was a good. It had its parts where it was clunky. Like the animation was something, but overall, I was like, This ain't that bad. I honestly watched this years ago as a little kid. I thought it was a fever dream, and then rewatching this, I was like, yes, this exists.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This people love this movie.
Really? It's got a following?
It indeed does. It like just because of like the music and all that. It
Oh,
has like
oh, it did have good music.
yeah, like people love the music. I think the follow up Return of the King is where you're going to see where there's a whip, there's a way.
Huh?
Um, people love that. It's awkward, it's weird, but people love it.
It was awkward.
All right, Devin, let me get into my notes.
All right, go ahead.
Um, the way Gandalf pops up behind the tree like he's Batman, and the door slowly just like come out of the bushes, I thought was hilarious.
See, that's what
Not
I'm
o-
saying. They just pulled up.
not only me, other
Okay.
people too.
Really?
They're like, there's like full meme pages where it's just like, "Poop, Gandalf."
I mean, no, he
Well,
doesn't even in the live
when we get to
action.
the next one, Gandalf's just fucking with Samwise. He's like, yes, oogly, oogly, boogly. And then Samwise is like,
Mm.
yeah, you'll have fun with it. If you
Okay.
watch the little things, you're like, what the fuck are they doing? You'll enjoy it, Devin, if you're willing to have an unexpected journey. Um,
Oh, I see what you did there.
yes. Yeah, if you're willing to like open yourself up, you will enjoy these movies.
I honestly didn't know they made a sequel.
Yeah, it's not. It's like 3 years later, but yeah.
Okay.
Um, Bilbo and Gandalf instantly knowing where the entrance to the key, and we're kind of like a dick to Thorin, but Thorin is constantly like, "Well, I didn't know that," and they're like, "Oh, well, obviously it's here." Well, you're not paying attention, Thorin.
They were kind of mean to him.
Yeah, they were mean to him because, like, I don't know if it was British humor or what.
It
They're like,
probably was.
yeah, no, I didn't care for that part. But a lot of times they're like, "Oh, Thorn, you didn't pick this up, Thorn, you really, buddy? You know, they went over your head." And he's like, I was like, Thorn's in the wrong here. But then I'm like, okay, Thorn, I see where you're coming from, buddy.
Dude, I just dude, also the scene where they're like, "Oh, here's this rock. Hey, there's a key-shaped hole in this rock. Oh, I got a key." And I was like, "What?"
Well, yeah, you gotta also think like they're on an animation crunch, so
Mhm.
you're where you're claiming that it's squished together. You are correct and wrong at the same time. They're summarizing a full book,
Right.
a full novel, and they're trying to do it in an hour and 30 minutes.
Right.
They've got to sacrifice some stuff and put stuff on cutting room floor. At the same time, they've got to meet their quota. I think they did a pretty good job at fitting the entire story into an hour and 30 minutes.
I'm not gonna lie to you, the dragon was my favorite part.
Yep.
I thought the dragon scene was done well.
A lot of it is done well, especially when you compare it to the like live action.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie. It's pretty good. Um Again, the elves and Gandalf constantly correct Thorin almost constantly and like talk down to him. That's my second note on Thorin being talked down on. The ponies, but they show mules. They keep talking about ponies, but in this one they're mules. Are you really that upset about? Okay. We keep having to do this. Imagine Devin is invisible right now, like he's wearing the ring.
Okay, there we go. Dude, I'm so glad we got a good chunk done on Monday. This is getting ridiculous today. Riverside's being Riverside.
I I think this is your
I
internet.
think it is my internet today. But anyways, sorry.
And they keep showing, claiming that they're ponies, but they keep showing animation of mules.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I was like, that's a donkey.
And I'm like, and that is no pony.
So I'm not the only one.
I know my animals, good sir. I paid attention at that little barnyard spinning thing where it's like the cow goes moo,
Oh, are you talking about the
the chicken goes bok bok, the pig goes get on the ground.
what the hell, Kyle?
What's wrong, Devin? Did you not do that?
No, my
The pig goes stop resisting.
shut the fuck up.
The lamb goes bye.
Stop resisting. Oh my god, I didn't expect that answer. Get on the ground.
Yep.
You're part of me knows you're just fucking with me, but part of me is like, I feel like your parents would buy you a off-brand animal spin thing, and it goes to the pig. Get on the ground.
Listen, childhood Kyle was like very we cut but we were on a budget. But at the same time, childhood Kyle was also very like into animals, so they're like, shit, we gotta go like all out on this animal thing because the kid loves animals so much, and my parents would be busy about that.
Oh god, I could just see your dad, man. Like, here you go. He gets some like janky off-brand thing. It's like the pig says, "Get on the ground." What's another stereotype? The horse.
Listen, my parents were like most of our stuff were hand me downs, so my cousins would have like some pretty cool stuff,
Uh,
and they'd be like, "Here you go, little Kyle.
uh,
Here's this," and it's like used and beat up, and I'm like, "Sweet, a new toy, mommy! Look at my new toy! Wow!"
oh man, golly. So I'm glad I'm
With
not the only one that, honestly. And the movie could have been like, well, these are Middle Earth horses, bro. That's a donkey from Animal Farm.
Listen, man, they did pretty good with the animation they had, but they were not consistent on the ponies.
You ain't lying.
And unfortunately, for a movie review podcast where one of the hosts is like a really big ecologist and enjoys animals, I'm gonna let this slide. No, I know what a mule is, and I know what a pig says. So yeah,
part of me wants to put that in my bit, but part of me is just like, no, that's too liquid gold.
I'm pretty sure Family Guy has probably done this.
I'm gonna do some.
I feel like they
I gotta
have.
do some googling later. I feel like they have too.
I feel like I could see a scene where, since watching Family Guy, I'd be like, the cow goes moo. The pig says, stop resisting. I could see Stewie having like a spinning wheel with that. I don't know for sure. It's like been a hot minute since I watched Family Guy. But if you told me that, I'd be like, yeah, that checks out.
Well, dude. I've tried to rewatch it because I'm doing an American Dad rewatch, but I'm just having a hard time. I'm like, I'll just watch the newer stuff.
See, I keep being told like Family Guy or American Dad is better than Family Guy.
No,
I keep being told that.
no. Who's telling you that?
I don't remember. It's been so long.
They've had their moments. Both shows have their moments, but dude, come on,
No.
Family Guy's better.
I love how they captured by goblins. They're wrapped in chains, and then they just easily shrug off the chains once like Gandalf shows up. Gandalf keeps like dipping, and he's like, "Peace out, motherfucker. You're on your own. Hello again. I see you got in trouble. Don't worry, I'm here."
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. The chain scene, I was like, really? Y'all are like, oh no, we're gonna get eaten. And then Gandalf pops off, and they're like, yeah, we can do it. And they just take them off casually. I'm like, I don't. What? What?
Well, a lot of this is just like they're having to like crunch stuff for time. They had to crunch stuff for time in the live action movies, and I don't blame them. At the same time, I'm gonna call it out
Really?
because we're here, and we should we got to talk about stuff.
Right.
We're a movie review podcast, so we're talking about it.
Talking about it, being about it. We're watching you.
Um, the animated riddle exchange with Bilbo looks like he's just getting off with dumb luck. Um, compared to the live action one, he doesn't look like he enjoys riddles. He's just like, riddle. Oh yeah, I guess that's a riddle.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah. I am not certain whoever animated the spiders knows what actually spiders look like.
Dude, okay, the spiders they looked off. I don't know what it was.
They look like they've got 9 to 5s, and one of them is named like Joe.
Okay, so you're calling them fat.
I wasn't. Why do you think people named Joe were fat though?
You said they had a 9 to. Oh, I misheard you. They look like they work a 9 to 5, and their names are Joe.
Like one of them would be named Joe.
That's, dude. They were so wonky, and I was like, dude, y'all could take these spiders.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of the dwarfs in this one are just like pummeling about, and I'm just like, okay, Bilbo's having to save people again.
It really was. I like how they're like, yeah, we don't need Gandalf, we don't need Bilbo, and they're like, Bilbo, help.
See, I don't like Bilbo as a character, but I do think the live action does a really good job at like showing his growth
Uh-huh.
versus this. They've got to crunch stuff for time. There's an animation budget that they're trying to meet, and I don't think they're doing a bad job.
Mm-hmm.
But I do prefer the live action ones. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, Gollum.
He wasn't in this movie. Or wait, or was it the weird Gollum didn't look like Gollum, did he?
No.
Gollum looked like some weird bat thing.
Jesus Christ, help me.
Who was a thing giving him riddles?
That was Gollum. It's always been Gollum.
Okay. He looked like a bat.
No, he looked like a lizard.
My brain remembers him looking like a bat, but
Remember the gray and tan thing that kind of looked like a lizard?
mm-hmm.
So Gollum is not really specified what he looks like exactly.
In the books,
Yes.
just in the live action, we think he looks like a.
So in the live action, they made him a hobbit, which I like that version more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not completely in the Lord of the Rings yet. I'm still in like background stuff, world building stuff, in the audiobooks. So I'm not completely there, and I could be wrong. I will recant if I find out later.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like in the progression, they make him look more like a lizard, or I think in this he's supposed to be an orc because the goblin looks so different.
Yeah, I thought he was some weird gray bat thingy, and I was like, okay, because again,
He did not look like a bat. I don't know what you're on.
I thought it looked like a bat. I don't know because it was in
Google Gollum from the 1977 The Hobbit.
I swear he looked like a bat to me last night. I was like, please hold.
I am, because I know you're wrong. He doesn't look like a bat. He looks more like a lizard.
Mm-hmm. Why did I think he looked like a bat? Oh,
I don't know.
Hey, I know why I thought he looked like a bat. It was the ears and it was the face, and in the darkness, I thought he had wings. Okay, I was like, I thought he looked like a bat last night.
What?
Yeah, I thought he looked like a bat last night when you first meet him in the cave. It's just his face.
Okay. I'm looking this up because what the fuck, man?
I thought he looked like a bat last night because of the ears and the face structure.
He didn't have ears.
Yeah, he did.
Not really. I mean, yeah, he's got ears. I'll give you that. But no. Like, nowhere close, man.
I thought it was a bat last night. I don't know. My brain was like, that's Gollum. Why does Gollum look like a bat? This makes no sense. I'm rolling with it. I'm confused. Kyle will help me.
So, like, the progression of Gollum is, like, an interesting thing. 1966, he It's like a blob with a face, with arms. 1977, this one. He kind of looks like a lizard. 1980, he also does. And the 1978 one, he's like a very skinny, like green guy. And like 2000 to 2012, he progressively looks more like a hobbit,
Mm-hmm.
which like is the most famous and like I think my preferred. Um, but basically, the age does like weird things where he doesn't age properly
Yeah, because
because
isn't he like ancient?
he's pretty old.
But the ring made him like that.
Yes. Um. Yeah. Um. Hold on a minute. I don't know if you have it pulled up.
What is it?
The episode 2 at some point. Look at like the progression of the image of Gollum, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I actually really like the cover art for this because I like Gandalf in it for like the movie poster.
Yeah,
Uh,
the movie poster didn't look bad. I was like, oh, okay.
I know Devin, you're gonna hate on this just because like it's The Hobbit.
Uh,
But best recording for children. This was a Grammy nominee
was
for
it?
1979. Yes. Hugo Awards. It was also a nominee. Peabody Award. I think it was a 1978 winner for Peabody Award.
Oh,
So this is like a really popular movie. I'm out of notes, but it's a 6.7 on IMDb.
okay, that's reasonable.
Letterboxd 3.25.
Wow. Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes. It is 71% on Tomato Meter, 65% on Popcorn Meter. I thought this was a really good movie.
I'm surprised it's that low for tomato meter and popcorn.
Yeah, it's pretty high. It's a cult classic. People love this movie, except for Devin apparently. Um, I'm giving this an 8.25 out of 10.
Ooh. Honestly, part of me wants to match you because like I was already gonna rank this high because of it did have beautiful music. I thought the start of it was strong. It was clinky. Although I would love to have seen the final battle, but we didn't get to see it. But that ending was so powerful. I think I'm gonna match you 8.25.
Okay. Yeah, I think they did pretty good for the time. It is the 70s. Um, it's not a bad movie. It's a pretty good movie. Um, so let's see. I would enjoy us one day like reviewing the live actions. I would like for that to happen one day. Um, let's see. We're at a 16.5. Let's
I'd
see.
say that's probably good for it. Let's say, what else have we've rated stuff that high too?
Yep, I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay, just writing it down for the description.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. 16.5 20. Let's see. 8.25. All right. So we've rated Age of Ultron, Captain America Civil War, Godzilla against Mecha Godzilla, Halloween Town, Hamilton, Prometheus, Shang-Chi, and The Legend of the Ten Rings, and then now The Hobbit.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's a good watch. It's a fun little thing to watch if you like music, animation, and enjoy The Hobbit.
Yeah. Uh,
It's like a recap or a summary.
that's pretty good. If somebody was like, I want to watch live action, but don't want to feel completely lost, then that's probably a good description.
Yep. I don't know when we're gonna review The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings like entirety, but it's really good, and I do enjoy the series as a whole. So yeah,
Yeah.
So, Devin, where can they find us?
Hey guys, as always, come check me out on my podcast, the More Sports Podcast, the sports podcast for everybody, as well as Kyle's show, The Random Hour, where we do random things and we've interviewed some awesome content creators. So go check those out. And hey, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Random Incorporated, where you can watch the video version of this episode as all our other shows and some original content. And hey, subscribe to our, Lord, I'm sorry. Follow us on Instagram as Rendo Bucket Boys, and hey, follow us on Twitter at Rendo Corporate One. And hey, if you want to follow us on Facebook, you can follow me on Facebook at Devin More Comedy, where you'll see clips and I post episodes on there as well for you to follow. So follow us on Facebook at Devin More Comedy.
All right, Devin. Before we end this episode, I need you to open up episode 2 in the shared drive.
All right. Oh wait, I've already got the shared drive open right here. What am I doing? Shared drive. Episode 2.
Yep.
All right.
If you could kindly go down to the Hobbit 1977.
The Mummy 1959. Oh, where'd it go? The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. Dracula.
Scroll down until you see the picture.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the progression of Golem. You got the weird, like, blue one. Then you got the lizard-looking one. Then you got him in the 78 one, which we are going to review in 2026.
Okay. Oh. Oh, man, my man's seen better days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why does he look like that in 2003? They did him dirty in 2003.
Not really. I mean, you see the progression from the Lord of the Rings to 2012 to 2002 and all that.
Yeah, I do.
So, yeah.
What is it? Yeah. Oh, dude, that 66 one looks like he'd be outside your gas station asking for some coins.
Yep. 78, I think he looks the most rough.
Oh yeah, 78 looks like he's on some hard times.
No, he's like on methamphetamines.
And then the 2003 one, no, whoever put this together, oof.
No. Devin, I got one fun fact I forgot to mention in the main episode.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know why hobbits have hairy feet?
Why?
Because this movie.
This movie is the reason why they have hairy feet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
This is where it started.
Oh.
All right. Devin, I am out of notes. What are your last words?
Let's see. What's something creative? Everybody go to Bilbo's house.